Ziwa. On Mind, Body and Soul, let's talk it over, the benefits of counselling. La Dolce Vita, Ain't Life Sweet? And Man and the Machine. But first, bushwalking your way to fitness. What's your definition of a special day? So special that you'd make your lunch the night before, get up early, even on a weekend, fill a thermos with tea or coffee, and ignore such temptations as lying in to read the weekend papers in bed. For many, the anticipation of a day spent bushwalking will get them jumping out of bed. Call it bushwalking, hiking, rambling or tramping, walking in nature is the ultimate balm to fast city living. Get up and get out there as soon as you can. Bushwalking is the ultimate pleasure sport, a fitness activity, an immersion in the beauty of nature and, more often than not, an adventure into the unknown. Whilst most bushwalkers walk on established tracks, there is often an element to the walk that is a surprise. A plant or flower that you've never seen before. A new bird call, or the sunlight illuminating the leaves overhead. Of course, in some countries, that surprise could be less than comforting. You may run into a grizzly bear in a Canadian forest, or a red-bellied black snake in the Australian bush. In all cases, the Scout motto will hold you in good stead. Be prepared. If you are prepared, you will survive, enjoy, and best of all, have a story left to tell at the end. A good day's bushwalking is the result of your preparation. You need food, water, sun, rain and cold weather protection, a first aid kit, a map, a compass, and the good sense to tell someone where you're going and when you're likely to come back. It also helps to inform yourself about the dangers of the local area. For beginner walkers, it's wise to stick to the set tracks and begin with a half-day walk to check out your fitness levels and see how your muscles are feeling the next morning.
There's north.
There's
okay.
the north.
Yeah, so we'll go around there a bit.
Go down a bit.
And we're going to follow.
You'll probably find that you're fitter than you think and able to walk 5 or 6 kilometres without much trouble. Bushwalking can also be the perfect sport for those with limited mobility, as many national parks and recreation areas have built short tracks for people using wheelchairs, walking frames or walking sticks. These will often be sited around areas where there is the maximum opportunity to view the flora and fauna specific to the area. Walk options range from a day walk up to hundreds of kilometres. As bushwalking combines well with camping, canyoning, abseiling and even skiing if you're happy to do your bushwalking through the snow. Bushwalking can be transformative. Clean out the cobwebs of your mind and give your whole body a workout by waking up to the possibilities of stretching, striding, climbing, jumping and relaxing in the silent beauty of a natural landscape. I just needed to talk about it. A friend, a fairy godmother, or just someone who understands. How many times do we wish there was someone with whom we could discuss the trials of life and difficulties faced? Someone to mull over options and solutions. Our mum might be dying, our boss yelled at us, we missed an opportunity, or we're just feeling depressed. For everything, including facing horrific traumas to trivial situations, there are skilled people who will help us. They're called counsellors. It feels so much better talking about it. This is something counsellors often hear. The need to talk about ourselves, our families, relationships, work issues and fears often needs a skilled counsellor to create a safe, non-judgmental space. Counselling is a way of addressing and resolving issues. It may involve identifying options, learning new skills to cope better, gaining greater understanding of issues, or being supported while recovering from some significant life event. The counsellor acts as a facilitator in helping clients to understand feelings, behaviours, relationships with others, situations, choices and decisions. There are many different types of counselling, including narrative therapy, cognitive behavioural therapy, hypnotherapy, family therapy, marriage counselling and sex therapy. Counselling can be either face-to-face with a counsellor in a private room, or can be group therapy, where participants have the benefits of the group dynamics in a confidential and safe environment. There is also telephone counselling, which is useful if the counsellor you want to speak to is in another location or if you're housebound. The main features of a counselling session are a safe, private environment, respect and acknowledgement of your feelings and circumstances, and a pre-set time period, usually an hour in length. Counsellors are usually trained in an institute, university or college and have various specialist and general skills, including listening, guiding, acknowledging emotions, and assisting with insights into behaviours, patterns and ways of thinking. Counsellors may work in a private practice for a fee or in a public institution. If funding is available from elsewhere, they may offer free or subsidised services. After attending counselling, people find that they get a better insight into how they behave and the patterns that have them stuck in a situation they don't like. They feel better about themselves and understand issues. Often people can move on and let go of other people, jobs, study, or a life path that doesn't help them. Many people drag their feet when they enter a counselling session and lift their feet when they leave, ready to face the rest of their lives with confidence and hope. It's wonderful what just talking about something and being listened to can do. Who needs to hide their problems when you can talk about them? La dolce vita, or the sweet life as the Italians are fond of saying. But could life be even sweeter without the sweetness? Sugar is one of the top 3 causes of degenerative disease in the Western lifestyle. Yet each person on average consumes over a pound of this dangerous chemical every day. Americans are the biggest consumers, feeding their faces with between 26 and 135 pounds per year. Ain't life sweet? Even if you're not actively sprinkling the sumptuous-looking granules over your food or adding it to your beverages, you're eating more sugar than you realise. It's hard to find a processed food on the supermarket shelf that does not harbour sugar in some form. Look on the ingredients list. Anything ending in ose is a sugar. Dextrose, glucose, fructose, sucrose, the list goes on. Your sweet tooth could be leading you to an early grave, according to experts. Sugar is an all-round immune system depressant. Vitamin C, which is essential for your immune system to function at peak levels, has to fight the sugar molecules in your body to gain entry into your cells. So grab an unsweetened juice instead of the soda pop when you're out and about and do your health a favour. Not only can sugar depress your immune system, it can depress you. A small study was done on the effects of sugar on mood. It was found that people who gave up sugar and caffeine showed signs of improvement in their condition. Everybody knows the world is getting fatter. Well, you don't have to eat fat to get fat. Your body will store any of the energy from sugar that you don't use as fat, plumping up those cells and adding on dress sizes. Of course, diabetes and cardiovascular disease rise out of this process as well. And while we're being vain, eating sugar is a great way to look older, younger. Sugar can negatively affect the way your body produces collagen, that all-important ingredient that keeps your skin looking plump and wrinkle-free. It also adversely affects the way your DNA reproduces itself. Order some premature lines around the eyes with your next dessert. There is no finer way to upset your body's uptake of minerals and vitamins than by indulging in the sweeter things in life. Sugar is an essentially useless substance to your body. It is devoid of minerals, vitamins, and fiber. In fact, it needs to hijack your body's mineral and vitamin stores in order to gain access to your cells. Osteoporosis, asthma, eczema, and highly attractive varicose veins could all be yours next time you cave into a candy craving. But that's okay, sugar will have degraded your eyesight to the point where you won't be able to see any of the negative side effects anyway. But perhaps the most interesting fact of all is sugar feeds cancer. Tumours love an overabundance of sugar and the resulting acidic environment it creates in the body. Some people cull their sugar intake under the supervision of trained medical professionals to literally cut off the food supply to their cancers. Of course, this is done in conjunction with other therapies. Sugar may contribute to the formation of lethargic alpha waves in your brain, inhibiting your concentration and making you daydreamy at work. Prior to the turn of the century, the average person only ingested about 5 pounds of sugar per year. It was an expensive substance only the rich could afford. Our consumption of the now cheap sweet fuel has increased by over 500% in some cases. Depression, obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer have increased exponentially as well. Is this just a coincidence? Or is sugar leaving a bitter aftertaste in the mouths of many? Are you a member of the modern lifestyle? You probably haven't given it much thought before, but consider this scenario. You've got a mobile phone, a computer, an answering machine, and almost constant access to email. In short, you're available anytime, anywhere. Sure, you may need to be contactable for work, and surfing the internet may be a good way to wind down after a long day. But how much is too much? Today's lifestyle is becoming increasingly solitary and sedentary, and this is likely to cause damage to both our emotional and physical health. Think back for a second. How many times have you answered your mobile in the middle of a dinner date? Or rushed putting your child to bed so that you can get one last bit of work done? How many hours do you spend sitting on your butt staring at a screen? The advent of portable technology, led in particular by mobile phones, has led to the age of always on. Mobile phones aren't just for making and receiving calls. Now they can be used to send emails, for video conferencing, for instant messaging, and so much more. We even use our mobile phones for leisure, to play games, to take photos, or to listen to music. Add in laptop computers, wireless internet, and Palm Pilots, and we have never been more connected to one another. Of course, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. After all, we can make friends with people from different cultures. network with people from the opposite side of the globe, and contact our loved ones at the push of a button. But tip the balance too far and you may very well find that your personal relationships begin to suffer. You may even rob yourself of some much needed downtime, time to relax and recover from the day. So what can you do to ensure that your use of technology is healthy? It's not about turning the machines off, but rather learning to recognize when enough is enough. Consider limiting your recreational use of the internet to 1 hour a day. After a certain time at night, let all the calls that come through on your phone go to the voicemail or to the answering machine. Rarely will a call be so urgent that it cannot wait until morning. Don't rely on instant messaging programs to keep in touch with your friends. Organize a barbecue or go out to dinner and a play. You'll have a much better time than you would sitting at home multitasking on the computer, and your loved ones deserve your full attention. Read to your kids until they fall asleep at night. Play with them. Spend time with your family. You don't have to do anything fancy, just being there is more than enough. So don't turn your back on technology. Just realize that there's more to life than being on call 24 hours a day. You'll soon find that your life will be fuller and more satisfying than you could ever have imagined. Yoga teachers often say that if you only do one exercise a day, it should be the sun salutation. For people with limited time, this sequence is excellent because it stretches and strengthens all the major muscle groups in the body and exercises the respiratory system. Begin with arms at your side. Inhale and reach the arms above the head to Namaste. Exhale and fold forward to standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale and bend the knees. Exhale and lift onto the fingertips, lengthening the spine and moving the eyes and heart forward. Breathe and feel the working of your legs, keeping the shoulders moving away from the ears. Inhale and step the right foot back to lunge. Exhale, lifting the torso and arms to upward lunge. Interlace the fingers and reach the arms and hands above the head, pressing the palms upward and grounding the shoulders down into their sockets. Breathe. Keep your eyes focused on one point in front of you and steady your gaze. Inhale and come back to lunge, hands to floor. Exhale, stepping the left foot back to downward facing dog. The pose should feel like an inverted V shape. Spread the hands and fingers and bring weight evenly throughout the whole hand. Don't jam the wrists. Relax the head between the arms and reach the sit bones up toward the sky. Press the heels down from the length in your legs and feel the inside thighs reaching back. Stay with a smooth breath. Welcome the flow of energizing arterial blood to the upper body. Inhale and move forward to plank pose, stacking the shoulders and elbows over the wrists. Keep the eyes slightly forward and press back into the legs and heels. Breathe. Focus the eyes and keep lifting the pelvis and belly away from the floor. Hold it here. Inhale and as you exhale, gently lower down to push-up pose. You may bring the knees down first if you wish. Move the hands forward in line with the throat and roll the shoulders back down the spine. Inhale and slowly lift the torso to Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Only come up as far as it feels appropriate. Continue the grounding of your shoulders. Keep the elbows slightly bent and tucked into the ribs. Breathe. Protract your chin, inhale and slowly extend the head to look up. Exhale and release from Cobra using the strength of your arms and chest to support the lower back. Move the hands back near the lower ribs and inhale to all fours. Tuck the toes under and exhale to release back to down dog. Breathe and soften the face and neck. Soften the knees and look forward. Inhale, stepping the left foot forward to lunge. Exhale, upward lunge. Reaching the arms overhead and interlacing the fingers, draw the arms back, opening the chest. Keep the lower ribs tucked in and the abdominals active. Breathe, focus the gaze. Inhale the hands and torso back down to lunge. Exhale, stepping the left foot back to down dog. Hold for 3 breaths. Inhale, come to plank. Keep the belly strong, supporting the spine. Exhale, down dog. Two more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. And inhale to plank. Exhale and lower your body down to push-up pose. Bring the hands forward in line with the throat and slowly ascend to Cobra. Use the upper body to support the extension of the spine. Bring the chin forward and inhale to look up. Exhale, release back down. Bring the hands back near the lower ribs and stretch back to down face dog. Soft knees, looking forward, and inhale to step or jump the feet toward the hands. Exhale, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale and reverse swan dive. Slowly, let the circulation catch up with the torso. Touch the palms above the head in Namaste, tucking the tailbone under and coming to a baby back bend. Exhale and slowly bring the hands down to Samasthiti. Join us again on Mind, Body and Soul as we discover more paths to health and happiness. But for now, Dominique gives us some food for thought.
Meditation, in its true meaning, in its true sense, is often really misunderstood by most people. The word meditation simply means to attend to. So what are we attending to when we meditate? We're simply attending to the present moment as it is, observing the smells, the sounds, the sights, the feelings, the thoughts that pop up onto the screen of our consciousness. But the key is learning to observe our lives, to observe our experience without having to react, compartmentalize, analyze, judge, and otherwise get caught up in what we're paying attention to. And this is easier said than done. So the next time you're having a conversation or a cup of tea, the next time you're doing anything, just stop and become aware of really paying attention to whatever it is that you're doing and begin to make your life a moving meditation.